The other thing that I wanted to talk about was Stephen Guilbeault, a very funny case. Guilbeault, his political career is basically a case study in what happens when an activist trades in direct action for a cabinet seat and discovers that governing means compromising, and compromising means getting absolutely nothing done. A guy that was once known for climbing the CN Tower in protest, he's now widely criticized for failing to deliver on climate policy as Canada's environment minister. His career arc isn't just about personal ambition. It's very much about how liberal governments absorb, neutralize, and ultimately discard activists who think they are able to change the system from within. Guilbeault's activist origins couldn't be more textbook. At 5 years old, he climbed a tree in La Tuque, Quebec, to stop developers from clear-cutting a forest. In the 90s, he co-founded an environmental group focused on sustainability and environmental climate policy. And by 1997, he had joined Greenpeace Canada, eventually leading their climate and energy campaigns. The defining moment of his activist career came in 2001 when he climbed Toronto's CN Tower, which was at the time the tallest freestanding structure in the world, unfurling a banner calling out Canada and the US for their failure to take climate action seriously. That stunt got him arrested and sentenced him to a year of probation, making him one of Canada's most recognizable climate activists. Fast forward to 2019, Guilbeault runs for office as a Liberal in Montreal's Laurier-Sainte Marie riding. The Trudeau government's perpetually in search for these types of branding opportunities elevates him to stardom status very quickly, and by 2021 he becomes the Minister of Environment and Climate Change, a move that on paper should mean real progress on climate policy. The problem, of course, is that the Liberal Party doesn't actually pass transformative climate policy. It just talks about it in vague, self-congratulatory terms while continuing to subsidize fossil fuels. And Guilbeault, once the activist who demanded radical change, very quickly became the minister defending that same incremental corporate-friendly policy that he spent his life protesting against. As of today, his future in Mark Carney's cabinet remains uncertain, but his political record is very clear. There is no defining environmental achievement that is tied to his tenure. Many of the things he protested, the pipelines he protested, went ahead. Canada's emission targets remain inadequate, and the government still bends over backwards to accommodate extractive industries. Guilbeault's great success as a political figure is being an activist in title only, a symbol that the Liberals can point to whenever they need to pretend that they care about environment or have any connection to radicalism. In his own riding, in his own Montreal riding, progressives and environmentalists are turning against him, not because he's too radical, but because he's not radical at all. He's had challengers that have brought up the fact that the Liberals focus on economic concerns and put those as prioritized over climate action. And because of these things and how Guilbeault has co-signed these things, his credibility as an activist in any way is now completely meaningless. And the thing that I want to hit home to is that this isn't just about Guilbeault. It's not just about one politician. It's about, again, how liberal governments absorb their opposition and leave behind nothing but branding. And Stephen Guilbeault's appointment as environmental minister was supposed to mean something. It was supposed to bring change. Instead, it just meant the death of any type of serious push for it. Like, his legacy now isn't the CN Tower protester. It's the failure to make any of those things matter once he had the power to actually do something about it. And that's his political legacy.